Wow! How great was that? Brilliant, well done drummers. And they'll be back again a bit later for some more, so don't go away. Well, our next speaker, wow, how do I introduce him? He's probably one of my favourite people in the world to listen to, and he's speaking. An absolute legend. The magnificent, my good friend and comrade, Liam Conway.
Yeah, I think Leroy's got the wrong guy, and I haven't paid him anything, I promise you that. Yeah, first of all, say it loud, say it clear, refugees are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear, refugees are welcome here. Right, fantastic effort by Stand Up to Racism and others, and all of you for coming. Give yourselves a big round of applause for standing up for migrants, refugees and asylum seekers. Now earlier Kate, who's on that flag over there now, who spoke, she's hiding behind it now. Kate was down in Loughborough because quite a few people went down to Loughborough when the Tories did their dirty trick just before the local government elections, when they decided as an election stunt they were going to round up a lot of innocent people and take them away to asylum detention centres. And the nearest place where they process these sorts of things is down in Loughborough. A few of us went down there, and Kate was absolutely magnificent down there. I was standing next to Kate having a chat with her down there. We were chatting about all sorts of things while waiting for something to happen. Next thing, Kate disappears and she's under a van. What's she doing under a van? Well, she's under a van because down there they were trying to take away 3 asylum seekers and take them to a detention centre. And Kate quite rightly said, I'm not having that, I'm getting down here and you're not going to be able to move that van. And that's the sort of determination we need when we want to stand up for people who are escaping from economic disaster, from political disaster, from oppression, from war. In fact, whatever it is, we have to say, we're prepared to get under vans and we will stand with every single refugee, every single migrant and every single asylum seeker from wherever they come from. Syria, Ukraine, it doesn't matter. Probably quite a lot going to be coming from Gaza and the West Bank soon. We stand with all migrants, refugees and asylum seekers. And we have to do that. And we cannot make excuses for not doing that. There's a little couple of people here with some bloke on their face who I don't recognise. Sunak, I think he's called. Time for the Tories to take off. I've got another word for take, but let's just leave that there for now. Time for the Tories to take off, and I do think, whatever the incoming government's thinking of, we have to use the general election and the destruction of the Tories, and let's be honest, they need to be destroyed and what they stand for. We have to use that in election as a way and a means to step up our campaigning in defence of migrants and refugees, and of course on top of that all the living standards of all the people in the country as well, because we stand with migrants and refugees because we stand for kindness and caring and looking after each other. That's what we believe in. And it's blindingly obvious to anybody, the Tories don't give a shit about anybody but themselves and their pals. Yeah? It has to be said that it is worrying listening to some of the Labour politicians. My partner, who teaches in Birmingham, was on Question... Well, she wasn't on the panel, she should have been, but she wasn't. She was in the audience for Question Time a couple of nights ago. And some of you may have watched it, but Yvette Cooper was on that, from Labour. And she was asked this very simple question about, are you going to set up legal routes to allow asylum seekers and migrants and refugees to come to Britain illegally? And she said, no, we're going to deal with the criminal gangs. She couldn't see, and she refused to see, that the reason there are criminal gangs is because people who have rights are being denied those rights. The right to come here safely and not have to get in a boat that can sink in the channel. So, Yvette Cooper, you're completely out of order. It was interesting to me that on that programme, Layla Moran of the Liberal Democrats made it absolutely clear that we have to set up safe routes and give people the right to come to Britain. As already said, I think by Richard, that the numbers coming to Britain are far fewer than coming to other countries in Europe. Now, Layla Miranda was asked a question from, I think it's Fiona Bruce that runs that show, and Fiona's quite clearly not to the left of Layla Moran, but she said, what about the numbers then if we set up legal routes? And Layla didn't answer that. But we have to say about the question of numbers, it's not a question of numbers, it's a question of rights, okay? People have the right to expect to be treated by human beings. It's not about numbers, right? And the money is there, as Jean has said and others have said, to provide safety and housing for people in a country when virtually no council houses are built since 1979. If there's a shortage of accommodation, build more accommodation, build houses, build decent places to live for people who live in Britain and people who are coming in. What we need is more houses and fewer super yachts. That's all we need. You know, we don't need super yachts because they're no good to anyone, and most of the time they're bloody empty. Or in some cases they're firing fireworks at Greek islands and setting them on fire. So we in the trade union movement and the labour movement have to make it absolutely clear. Stand against the far right, stand against those spreading hatred, stand with asylum seekers from all over the world, and stand against the likes. I mean, the Tories are bad enough, but when you look at reform and you look at what the Channel 4, it was absolutely appalling, ferocious, bitter racism with people who are Farage trying to deny he knew him, like in the case of Jesus when the cock crowed 3 times. But Nigel Farage is tied up with these people completely. And what were they saying on that Channel 4 programme? They were arguing for shooting at asylum seekers as they come across the channel in their boats. That's what these people represent. And we have to stand against that, right? And I say, I'm done for today. Thank you for that build-up. Leroy didn't deserve it. Well done to all you lot for coming. Plenty more to do after the election. Solidarity with asylum seekers.
Brilliant. Thanks all, Liam.